Hello and welcome to another free code session. My name is Jason Bach and we are celebrating today, Father's Day, belated 1 week because we were traveling back home last week from a trip. And so I got breakfast in bed. My wife gets breakfast in bed when it's Mother's Day, and then she gets to pick what we have for dinner, and I get to do that today too. So, I get my Father's Day. So why not spend it recording some episodes? So what I'm going to do is fix this bug where constructors can have refs and outs, and put that in there. I'm hoping it won't be that bad, because the only reason we would have done this, if you consider this like the mock constructor thing, is that you have a visible constructor that is defined something like this. So all we need to do is call it with the right ref and out values. Okay. So let's get to it. What we're going to do first, you better believe it, we're going to write a test. Okay. And then once we write the test and we fix everything, then we should be good. Now, where do we want to put this test? Well, we want to put it in here. And I haven't been making a lot of integration tests for some of these things. I probably should. I probably should. Is there like a class constructor? Yeah, class constructor test. We will want to put something here eventually to say we want to have stuff here. Okay. And you're barking. It's because it doesn't know how to update things, I guess. I don't know. Create without parameters in public constructor. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know why I'm yawning. I got enough sleep last night. So we'll come back to that later. We'll say class create test. I have like a class constructors. I don't think so. The rock create generator test. I think probably the best place to put this would be here, or make another one and just call it like class constructor generate test. I think that's probably better. No, we want to rename that one. And we should have one for the make because they both should work. Okay, so let's, and this one, and this one. Okay. So let's do this one first. And why not just copy what we have here? We're going to need a method though that, okay, why did that? Oh, because we do need to do that. Yeah. Okay. Hail raw string literals. Base C-tor. But we're going to need well, we don't, because there will be a toString. So we don't really need to do this. We can let this just do the equals, get hash code, toString. Ooh, wait, did I just, yeah, I did that little thing. We could have a public virtual void foo. And have that just stick around because reasons. And then everywhere in here it says class test. Class test, make it base C-tor. There. Now what we want this to be is something like, there's going to be another, the instance method is going to be different. Okay, so we know that's going to fail, but let's just see how it's going to fail first. Last day of vacation and I'm back to work tomorrow, and so I have to see if I remember my password. Oh, I don't need to run in a debugger. Jeez. Just RT, and then I'll get the diff. Okay, that failed, as it should. Okay, let's come over here. Put that in here. And But what this should be is ref and out. Ref string b out. Okay. And then this should be self a ref b out c. Yep. Except they're not going to be that. Okay. And then this will be, where is it? We have a line here. There. Okay. But this will be base A, ref B, out C. Because this needs to be ref B, out C. Okay. And then the rest of it's fine, I believe. Yep. Okay. So now if we run this again, what we should see is another failure. But because it's, we wanted to have those refs and outs there. And I'm just going to look at it this time. Yep. Yep. And yep. And that's what we're doing. Yeah, ref out. Okay, cool. So we got that in place. Let's also make sure that the make test is also in the very same state. Okay, because we don't want to forget about that one. So here we say rock make. And here we'd say class test. It's going to be base CTOR. Wait. This is a make. I have no idea. Okay. We'll just grab all the code and then in the right spots, make sure that we have the constructor stuff in place. This is, you know, like I've said so many times before, this is critical. You need to have tests in place. If you don't have tests, oh, that's unexpected. Oh, well, you know, it would help if I actually did that. It would help if I actually put in the right class name. No, that's still not good. You have to get all the things right if you want things to work right. It's an amazing thing with code. It only works right if you code it right. Words of wisdom from Jason. Nope. There we go. So let's get rid of all this. And this. And grab all that. And say H that. There. And then we come back in here and we say, you know what? Nah, what this is really true, except we have to change it. Uncomment. And now we're going to go all the way down here. Put that in there. Except this is going to be ref string B out. Ref out. Ref out. And ref out. Okay. And then the rest of it just falls. So now we should also have the generated code failing because it's not doing the refs and outs correctly. So I spent about 10 minutes just writing tests, but this is good. This is what you need to do. This is the right thing to do. So now you're going to say, yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that either. Yeah, because that's what it's actually doing, right? And then the rest of it's fine. Okay, good. Now we need to go in and do first of all, to create the constructor builder. This is the public mock tag name with the instance parameters. The instance parameters are defined up here. Okay, so that's all good, but let's take a look at like when we do this. We need a parameters description. And then the parameters description is used in the method. Well, we need to have the well-known names here because we join expectations with another join, and this is the thing that we want to do. Okay. So that is what, when we say join, that is what we want. Crap. Oh, we have parameters here. Okay. And there you go. So now this should have ref out and in on the right things. I don't know if you can actually say there. I don't know if you can actually say params on a constructor. You probably can. Params string D. And that would be perfectly fine. Because yeah. So you know what we should do, boys and girls, is we should come back here and make sure that we are doing the right thing, where we say params string D. And then what should be coming out of here is a params string D. We pass in D here. And then this becomes params string D, which this is a D. Same thing on this one. Params string D. Yep. Params string D. D. There. I was about to say, I'm getting good with writing code inside of strings, and then I'm going to find out later, oh, I really screwed that up. Okay. So this is no longer the name. And this is different because we don't, well, we would if we're going to call the base of it. Right. We call the base and pass parameters. We want to kind of do the same thing here because we're going to call base, except our base is the base of the class. So this is where we pass in pass parameters. Parameters. So ref out in. Params doesn't matter. We just pass that over. And so we say here, public, unsafe, the mock type name, the instance parameters. We call the base, except here we're going to call the pass parameters. Okay. I believe that should take care of, because we don't have to, in this case, we don't have to care about the fact that this is an out. The fact that we're passing it into the base makes it the responsibility of the base to set it. So we don't have to care about setting it to like a default value or anything like that. So, okay, I think that takes care of this. That's the constructor builder. Now we need to go to the constructor extensions builder and say instance parameters, self. If you have no parameters, you just do self. Otherwise, you do self plus what we just did up here. So we say sing join that. Okay. And that should be it. Parameters length self. Otherwise, we join. This is just keeping track of all the, yeah, this is just keeping track of stuff. So what we need to have here is when we create this, when we say, because I think this is basically saying new mock of rock instance parameters, that would be that. These are all the names, except we have to have them ref out and like we're doing here. So how are we going to do this? String join parameter select. We get a parameter. We want return direction dot name. Okay. And that takes care of that. So if we ran the class constructor, not the make yet, because we have to come back to this one. What does this do? Fails. Why does it fail? Int ref string, oh, param string. Oh, how do we drop that? Oops. How in the world did we drop that? So when we're making the actual constructor on the thing, we somehow lost the arrow. Okay, well, this is when we build, wait, hold on, I'm a little confused here. Let's just grab this so I can read it easier. Huh? I'm a little confused. You wouldn't have an arrow here. Oh, is this a, yeah, you don't need that there. Okay, and did I do that? No, I didn't here. Okay, so rock, oh, yeah, that just passes to that, and then it does that. Okay, I don't know why I, see, what did I say about don't get cocky, kid? It's going to do one thing wrong. It still fails. Oh, the name is wrong, I guess. Did I do that here as well? Yeah. Okay. One more time with feeling, hopefully. Maybe. I got these bruises on my arm. I don't know if you can see it. I bruise quite easily because I'm on blood thinners. And we were practicing holds yesterday in self-defense, so sometimes you had to grab around somebody's arm and stuff, and I guess my son grabbed a little bit too hard, but it happens. Okay, it passes. Cool. So let's go to the, we don't need this one anymore. Let's just keep that one up. Don't need that one anymore. Actually, what I probably should do, actually what I should do is keep the constructor builder up, because I bet for makes, there's probably, oh, there is an extensions builder. Okay, fine, whatever. So the parameter length is greater. There's nothing to track. So we just say public rock flat name, and we pass in the instance parameters, except the instance parameters have to be a little bit more complicated than that. Okay. Wait, we just want parameter select, because the parameters here there. This is repeated code. I know if I did the code clones thing, hopefully I'd find this, because this is something that we'd want to get rid of. Okay, and then the base is what we're doing down here. We're saying the past parameters would be string join, and then the parameter select. So we just need the parameter select here. I'm glad it highlights as you're going through the code, so it actually tells you what the match is. There. Oops. Wait, what did I just do? Did I not grab enough? No, that's parameter select. That's all of the select there. That goes string join there. Is that not like legal? Oh, am I doing a, oh, I can't do this, can I? That would be really bad. Well, I guess I can. We'll see if that works. And then the constructor extension builder, which does the instance, which we do need as well. So let's take a look at what we just did here. Okay. So we're getting the instance parameters. We say self, otherwise we say make generation mock except what we want to do now is join for all the parameters. Select here, and that should do that. And then when we say new, we are passing in the rock instance parameters, which is these things, except it is that. Except we don't have it is unsafe. All right. So now if we come back to the class constructor make tests, this should now pass. And it does. Good. Let's come to the code generation test. And now the event wait handle should no longer fail. And then we are left with just one big bug. 0, 0. We solved it. We solved it, folks. We did it. Okay. So I'm going to shut down startup again, and then I'm going to put a test in class constructors here. Okay. And once I make sure that everything passes, I'm going to add in a constructor, maybe for a different class, class constructor with special parameters or something. And then we'll test that. So be back in a minute. Okay. All tests pass, even though you're still giving me errors here, whatever. Public class constructor with special parameters, because we need things to be special in life. Let's go back to here and let's just grab, and we'll figure out how to do this. So public class constructor with special parameters, put that all in here. Okay. And so what we want to do is, yes, out is probably what you're barking. Yep. Okay. So what we're going to say is we just want C to be equal to 40, because why not? Let's have a, oh my God, I public int A, which is a get, public string B, which is a get. And we're going to change that because we want to make sure that we've actually seen it changed. How do we do that? Because we don't hook the constructor. That's a whole different thing that I put in as a feature request. Could you, when the constructor is called, allow the developer to do some work on that, which would be really weird. I don't really care. I just want to make sure string is being called. The fact that it's ref, we've already got tests around that. So public string C, which we'll just assign to 42, and public string D. And yes, you don't like it when there's arrays there. Shut up. Shut up, Beavis. Yes. We're going to say this dot A, this dot B, this dot C, and this dot D is equal to A, B, and now what C is, and D. And you're going to shut up, because I don't care about you. Okay. So now we're going to have a test here that says test public static void create special constructor, and then make special constructor. Rock is equal to rock create. Oh my God, I can't spell. Create. What's it called? What's the thing that I... Okay. And then we'll say, oh, whatever. Public virtual void foo. We don't care. Okay. We just don't care. Rock dot methods dot foo var chunk is equal to rock dot instance. Here we want to say, because for some reason I can't read the code, we'll say one, we'll find two, and now I need a, oh my God, RB value is equal to B, because we need to do ref B, and now we need a var C value, which is equal to a C, which is fine, out C, and then we need var D1 value, which is D1, var D2 value, which is equal to D2, and D1, D2. Oh my God, stop it. Chunk, verify, so we want to assert multiple things. I drink and assert things. So assert that if we call on assert that chunk.a is equal to 2. Let's just start there for now, okay? And let's see if, oh, we don't have a value. He's going to tell me C value can be inlined. And it passed, right? Okay, so now we should be able to say assert that chunk.b is equal to B, assert that chunk.c is equal to 42. We also want to assert that C value, and then assert that chunk.d should be a D. How do you do, I keep forgetting, and unit collection assertions. All items, assert that contains a value. D1 value. You're okay with that. I don't know if that's really... What failed? Okay, well, I guess. Oh, that's for has? What do they call these? They're the constraints. Not quite what I'm looking for. We could say assert that chunk D is equivalent to, and then we could say new array where that says D1 value and D2 value, right? And then close that off. So we don't even need to do that or that. Wow, I've gone really over in this episode. Hopefully I can trim enough out where I'm just waiting for things to run and stuff. Yeah, now it passes. Okay. And I would assume make special constructor. I would assume that if I said rock make here instance, right? Because you don't, yep. There is no this, and there is no, wait, whoa, 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 wrong spot. Back up the bus, buddy. This is the one. We don't even care about calling foo. And then we'll just say this is chunk. And we don't need that because we don't verify. Okay. This should work. And it does. Okay. I'm going to commit. And then I believe the last thing is that iHandler information ref-like type thing that's going to be so much fun to do. I'm going to think about that a little bit in detail and make sure that I've got a plan in place, because I need to also have a backup to say, what do you do if we really cannot do this? It'll be fun. I think there'll be some frustration in place as well. But in any event, thank you all for watching. Leave comments and questions below. See you in the next episode.